Have you ever quietly wondered why certain women seem to stand out, even in a huge crowd? There's something about the way they speak, the way they observe the world, and even some of their unusual habits that makes them different. At first glance, those behaviors may look odd or even awkward to others. But in many cases, they are actually signs of a remarkably sharp and thoughtful mind. Many people imagine that highly intelligent individuals must always appear serious, disciplined, and constantly focused on studying or reading. But real life is far more interesting than that stereotype. In reality, intelligence often shows itself through behaviors that seem unusual on the surface. In this discussion, we'll explore 10 habits that are often found in highly intelligent women. These behaviors may appear strange to outsiders, but psychology and research suggest that they can reflect deep thinking and creativity. If you are a woman, or if you know someone whose behavior sometimes seems unusual, there's a good chance that some of these traits might feel familiar. These aren't random claims. Many of these patterns are supported by psychological insights about how highly active and analytical minds function. As we go through them, you might even recognize some of these habits in yourself or in someone close to you. Let's begin with the first habit, talking to oneself. It may sound unusual, but many intelligent people often speak to themselves while thinking or working through problems. When a woman quietly mutters instructions or thoughts aloud, others may assume she is stressed or lonely. Some people even label this behavior as strange. However, research suggests the opposite. Talking to oneself can actually help organize thoughts and improve decision-making. When the mind is filled with multiple ideas and possibilities, speaking those thoughts out loud can help clarify them. By turning internal thoughts into words, the brain can process them more clearly. For many intelligent individuals, this habit works like a form of natural self-coaching. It allows them to sort through complex ideas and plan their next steps more effectively. The second habit that society sometimes criticizes is staying awake late at night. From childhood, most people are taught that waking up early and sleeping early is the key to productivity. People who stay awake late are often viewed as lazy or unorganized. Yet many studies have shown that individuals with strong analytical and creative abilities sometimes feel most active during nighttime hours. Night provides quiet and solitude. With fewer distractions and less noise from the outside world, the mind can explore ideas more deeply. Many intelligent women find that late hours give them the mental space to think creatively, reflect on problems, and generate new ideas. While the rest of the world is sleeping, their mind may be working at its most imaginative and productive level. The third habit might surprise some people: a messy room or cluttered workspace. Most of us associate cleanliness and organization with discipline and intelligence. But interestingly, certain research, including studies from the University of Minnesota, suggests that messy environments can sometimes encourage creativity. A highly active mind is often focused more on ideas than on perfect organization. Intelligent women may become deeply absorbed in solving problems, creating projects, or exploring concepts. As a result, their surroundings might appear disorganized to others. But within that apparent chaos, they often have their own internal system. Even in a cluttered space, they usually know exactly where things are. The fourth habit is overanalyzing situations or thinking deeply about small details. While many people move quickly past events or conversations, an analytical mind tends to examine everything carefully. A highly intelligent woman might replay conversations in her mind, wondering why someone said something, what they truly meant, and how it might affect future situations. Although this habit can sometimes lead to stress, it also reflects a mind that is constantly evaluating possibilities and preparing for potential outcomes. This deep thinking often helps them make thoughtful decisions and anticipate problems before they arise. Up to this point, some of these habits may already sound familiar. You might even realize that certain behaviors you once considered weaknesses are actually connected to your strengths. But the next habits are even more fascinating. The fifth habit is a strong preference for solitude. Highly intelligent women often value time alone. They may not enjoy being surrounded by crowds all the time or attending social events every weekend. Instead, They appreciate quiet moments where they can focus on their thoughts or interests. Solitude allows them to recharge mentally. During these moments, they might read, pursue hobbies, observe nature, or simply think deeply about ideas and plans. To others, this behavior may look like isolation or arrogance, but in reality, it often provides the mental clarity they need to function at their best. The sixth habit involves occasionally forgetting small, everyday details. Have you ever searched everywhere for your keys, only to realize they were in your hand? Or looked for your glasses when they were already on your head? This type of forgetfulness is sometimes associated with aging or carelessness. However, another explanation exists. When a mind is heavily focused on complex thoughts or major problems, it may overlook minor details temporarily. In many cases, this doesn't indicate poor memory. It simply means the brain is prioritizing larger ideas over routine information. The seventh habit is constant curiosity and questioning. An intelligent woman rarely accepts something as true just because others believe it or because it has always been done that way. Instead, she wants to understand the reasoning behind rules, traditions, and beliefs. This curiosity often leads her to ask many questions. While some people might find this frustrating, it reflects a strong desire to understand how things truly work. Rather than blindly following the crowd, she prefers to examine ideas logically and form her own conclusions. The eighth habit is a strong sense of sarcasm and subtle humor. Understanding and using sarcasm requires quick thinking. It involves recognizing double meanings, reading social situations, and responding at the right moment. Highly intelligent individuals often use humor in clever ways. Their jokes may contain layers of meaning that others miss. Sometimes people might not even realize whether they were complimented or teased. This sharp sense of humor can also help lighten difficult situations and ease tension in stressful moments. Another interesting habit is daydreaming or mentally drifting during conversations. You may be speaking with someone, and suddenly it seems like their attention has wandered somewhere else. Their body is present, but their mind is exploring ideas elsewhere. Psychologists sometimes refer to this as zoning out. It's common among people with very active imaginations. Their mind rapidly shifts between different ideas, scenarios, and possibilities. Far from being a weakness, this mental wandering often reflects creativity and deep internal thinking. Finally, the 10th habit is procrastination. At first, this seems like the opposite of intelligence. Most people assume that smart individuals always complete tasks quickly and efficiently, but highly intelligent women often have extremely high standards. They want to perform tasks perfectly, considering every detail and possible outcome before beginning. Because of this desire for excellence, they may delay starting projects while carefully thinking through the best approach. What appears as procrastination is sometimes the result of intense mental preparation and the pressure they place on themselves to do things exceptionally well. So those are 10 habits that may appear unusual but can reflect a highly analytical and creative mind. Society sometimes labels these behaviors as strange, unnecessary, or even problematic. But many of them are simply expressions of a mind that thinks deeply, questions constantly, and searches for meaning beyond the ordinary. If you recognize some of these habits in yourself, it may be time to view them differently. Instead of seeing them as flaws, you might begin to understand them as signs of a unique way of thinking. Everyone's mind works differently. Some people follow traditional patterns, while others naturally explore new ideas and perspectives. Rather than trying to force yourself into society's standard mold, it can be more powerful to recognize your individuality and embrace the way your mind naturally operates. Sometimes the very habits that others misunderstand are the ones that make a person truly exceptional.